Minasan konnichiwa. O genki desu ka? So we've added o genki desu ka to our greeting because konnichiwa is good day, good afternoon, or hello. And o genki desu ka or genki desu ka means are you happy and healthy? That's the direct translation. And we hope this video finds you happy and healthy. My name is Bart Merrill. I am the Side Hustle Samurai. I help people create financial security by monetizing those things that they already know and do so that they have the resources to deal with whatever happens when what happens happens. So we like to talk about what happens when what happens, when life happens. Are you prepared? If something were to happen today, did you lose your job? Did you have a medical expense? Like me, I had my leg amputated a year ago. And was I prepared? That was a hard one to be prepared for, but I was prepared for financially anyway. Mentally, I don't know if I was prepared or not. What about if you had a major car expense? What if your washer and dryer went out of at your house, or your water heater? Even worse. Do you have the financial resources to get things taken care of? That's what we're all about here, is creating financial security by monetizing what we already know and do so that we have the resources to deal with life when it happens. All right, today's topic, we are going to talk about, do you need to pay your taxes on your side hustle? Well, short answer is, if you don't want to get in trouble with the popo, like you see in the thumbnail, then you better pay your taxes. I tell you, I had those handcuffs on. We were just doing it for fun. Those handcuffs on made me a little bit uneasy. I don't think I want that in my life. And hopefully you guys don't either. So pay your taxes. Now, what are the details in that? Let's get in that. We're going to talk about today. I'm going to give you a checklist for your side hustle tax situation. Also, if you want the 25 for 25, not 25 for $25, it's free, but the 25 successful side hustles for 2025, I'll give you that information at the end of this as well. So stick around. And then we're going to talk about what is the tax benefits, what's your threshold? How much can you make without paying taxes? Well, let's get started. What is the threshold? If you make more than $400, you need to report that income, no matter whether it's cash under the table or whether it goes into your PayPal or your Venmo. You need to make sure that if it is income, that you report it. That is, a lot of people think just if it's cash under the table, you don't need to report it. Well, that's on you. If you get caught, you're going to get in trouble. I know I talk about Uncle John paid you for dog training, cash. You need to report that. I know that because I'm a dog trainer, and sometimes I get paid in cash. And when I do, I put that in the bank for two reasons. I need to report it, but also it's a great way to keep track of my records, which is the number one thing on my checklist. So let's get to the checklist right now. This is the tax checklist that is for a side hustle. Keep good records, and that's both income coming in and expenses going out. So you're going to want to keep your receipts, and you want to keep your track of the money coming in. That's why I put my cash that comes in the bank, so that there is a clear record just in case the IRS comes knocking. Number two, separate bank accounts. It is more than a great idea. It's almost a mandatory idea to keep your bank account separate, your personal and your business. And then you can funnel, or I don't know if funnel's the right word, put your income, pull your income from your expenses and put that into your personal account. That way you have a record of what you're paying yourself as well. And so for good records, for me, I keep separate bank accounts, and I put my cash in my bank account so that I have a good record. For expenses, keep your receipts, and the IRS is going to be happy. Consider quarterly Taxes, paying taxes quarterly. The worst thing you can do is wait till the end of the year and then you have a $10,000 tax bill, but you don't have $10,000 in the bank because you spent that money. So I like to pay my taxes quarterly. And I don't want to overpay my taxes where I get a tax return. I do not want a tax return. Now, why would I not want a tax return? If I get a tax return, that means I'm lending money to the government for free. They got to use that money and they're given, and they didn't pay me anything extra. They just paid me my excess. So that's one thing I do. I don't want to pay less, or I don't want to pay more than I'm expected to pay. I actually want to have a bill at the end of the year. I just want the bill to be manageable so it doesn't throw me into financial despair. I had a friend, he was in network marketing, and when he first got into network marketing, he went from zero to hero. I mean, zero to 100,000 a month in no time. And he didn't think about keeping, paying his taxes or putting money away for taxes. Tax time came at the end of the year, or when it was time to pay taxes, and his tax bill was more than he had, and he had to borrow money to pay his taxes. So don't do that. Now, next on the list is consider a tax pro, an accountant. Get you an accountant to help you. I graduated in accounting, and I pay someone good money to do my taxes because I don't want to deal with it. I don't keep up with all the rules, all the deductions you want. So you want an accountant that knows the deductions you can take so that you can take all the deductions, but you don't want to take deductions you can't take. I mean, you can deduct part of your house for your office, part of your electricity, your internet, your cell phone bill. You can deduct your mileage if you're traveling for whatever it is you do. And so you want a good tax professional to tell you what is good to deduct and what you can't deduct. And so you make the best of having this side hustle, because you get tax advantages that W-2 employees don't get. I tell everybody you need a side hustle, especially if you're a W-2 employee, so that you can have the tax benefits that a business can have, because you're not going to get those as a W-2 employee. And finally, LLC or not. An LLC is not for tax purposes. An LLC is for asset protection purposes. And so LLC are not, we will talk about when you should get an LLC in another video, but for tax purposes, it doesn't really matter. Now, if you are doing an S Corp, that has some tax advantages to it. And we'll also get to that in another video, when it's good to have an S Corp. All right, finally, 25 for 25. 25 successful side hustles for 2025. I want you to have it. It's free. It's a memory jogger. It's going to help you think of ideas that you may want to do for a side hustle, something that excites you, something that's fun to you, something that you will be successful at. And the way you get this 25 for 25 side hustle list is you're going to go to offer1.bartmerrill.com. Merrill is Merrell, like the boot or the shoe. So offer1.bartmerrill.com/25 for 25. It's free for you. You go there, put in your information, and it'll be shot right to your email. All right, that's it for today's video. Go monetize it.